This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Erik Bazinyan over Zoom. Erik, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Hey, thank you for having me for the interview. I'm doing great. And you?
I'm good, thank you. Obviously, good to hear you're doing well. Obviously, at the minute, the world is in the middle of a pandemic. What's life like in Canada? What's lockdown like where you are?
Everything was locked down. It was 2 months, and I was pretty tired of it. But we started training. Every like the stores, everything starts to opening up slowly. But it's been this is the second week starts for the trainings. We started to train outside. Like the gyms are still closed, but soon the government will say to the professional athletes they can train in specific places as our boxing gyms. So slowly it's coming back everything.
What was lockdown like for you with regards to just everyday life? How did you cope being locked inside, not being able to go out, not being able to go to the gym and having a usual routine?
It was very hard. I had a fight in February 21st, so I was lucky to have one fight in the beginning of the year. So after the fight, beginning of March, I went to Cuba, a little vacation, 10 days. So one day before coming here, I see on Facebook everybody is going killing the stores and that is gonna be it's a crazy pandemic virus, and I didn't even know about it. So when I came back, everybody was home, like they say isolation, and nobody can go out, and it was very hard because here in Canada was cold in that time, so we couldn't really do anything. So I tried to do stairs in my building and run sometimes. I borrowed from a friend, like because we have a gym in my building, was close to, so I took some dumbbells, stuff like that. I try to stay in shape, but it's hard,
What
when
kind
you
of
don't have a gym.
what kind of advice has your trainer given you, has your team given you about, or what did they say to you about trying to stay active and keep your mind healthy?
Yeah, we my conditioning coach, they sent a program to do at home training, but still it's not the same. They try to motivate us to um, to stay disciplined and stay think positive, but it's tough because it's like you are in a jail and you can't do anything. But it's been like 2 3 weeks. It's opening up. It's good weather. It's over 20 degrees, so we are outside a lot. Like we train, we run, and the train boxing started too. So conditioning, so it's coming back the shape and everything. So yeah, I'm almost thinking it's back to like regular life.
That's good to hear. How did the pandemic then affect your plans for this year? What did you want to achieve this year before everything got put on hold?
Yeah, well, it was my 25th fight in February, so I made the statement, and we were supposed to do a big fight, a good name with a good opponent in May, undercard of Canelo with Saunders. So I was number one contender for Billy Joe in WBO for his belt, but so everything put back, and now I'm number four, and because of the like things, it's always changed. It's normal. So I'm thinking to fight in September in USA, one of Golden Boy shows, like a good fight, and after that we'll see the next two more fights, one more fight, two more fights after September, and I'm gonna be ready to fight for the title.
How frustrating or disheartening was it that you was in the number one position and then for something out of your own hands which restricted you from being able to box, you've dropped back down to number four now and you have to work back up again to try and force the opportunity to challenge for a world title at some point in the future?
Well, it's not affecting me because I'm not like 31, 32, 33 years old, like a lot of other fighters. I just like few days ago I turned 25, and I have 25 fights, so it's like matching. So we'll see. I'm not rushing, but I'm hungry to do to start doing good fights because this age starts your peak time, and I'm ready to take like big experience fights and to fight for the title. I'm ready. I can fight now because I do good sparring sessions with world champions and here, and I do great. So I know myself. I can do it. I have the skills. I have the punching power. But I don't want to rush things. But whatever my team decides, we'll do that way. Slowly but surely.
Erik, we will continue to talk about the future in a little while, but because it's your first time with us with Boxing Social, I just want to reflect on your earlier life and your amateur career. Start off with, yourself growing up. Talk about your amateur background. I read that you had 109 wins in 110 fights.
Yeah, well, I have 109 fights, 108 wins, and so yeah, like it was a good amateur career. It was long. It was a bit fast, but like until I turned pro in 18 years old. So before that, I started amateur in Armenia. So I did like 3-4 years in Armenia. Then I moved to Canada when I was 16. So I fought here for the Golden Glove Nationals, and then it was a time that Olympics was still there was a time to go, and it was kind of boring because I was fighting the same guys in Canada, and I was doing sparrings with pro fighters, like, and I was doing good. And I'm always a person I aim for, like to go more far, to push and to do new things in my life, and I wanted something new, and I decided to turn pro with my coach.
I've read about, you mentioned obviously you're from Armenia, which I know, and you came over when you was only 16 to Canada. Just talk to me about that. I've read about it, I know about it, but for those who do watch this interview who don't know, what made you what made you move to Canada at the age of 16?
Well, we came here with my family, with my brother, father, mother. So we came for our future, for mine and my brother's future, because in Armenia there is an army. It's a must. Like you have to go for 2 years, and that's not good. And we need a good future too, to come to go far, in boxing for me. So we came here. We had families here too in Canada. It was pretty well, and I'm here. I never thought I'll be a professional boxer and 25 wins.
How difficult a decision was it back then to make? How easy was it to make the decision to move to Canada?
Well, it was tough. Also, it was easy because I wanted to go out of Armenia. Well, all my friends they were there. It was very tough and heartbreaking because all your life you lived there, your childhood. But I knew that's for our future, and it was tough. Like few months, it was very hard, heartbreaking. But then we got used to it. Time puts everything in a place.
Oh, that's good to hear. I also read about, you used to play soccer and you used to take dance lessons, both of which have
Yeah,
kind of
that.
helped you with your footwork.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. What made you decide to start taking dance lessons to help with your footwork?
I did dancing. I danced for like 6-7 years because my both parents they were national dancers. So it helped a lot in my footwork because in the from the childhood when you are young and you doing like a sport or something until like age of, let's say, 12 or 13, from 5-6 years old, it makes a lot of difference for your future when you grow up because it works on your specific muscles that it works. So for boxing it helped a lot because I have a great footwork and I'm light on my feet. I can move, dance like Muhammad Ali was doing. He was a dancer too, I heard. So it
Who,
helped a lot. Like I'm thankful for that.
Who was your idol in boxing when you was growing up? Who did you look up to?
When I grew up, I looked up to a lot of fighters. I looked up to but my favorite fighter was Hopkins. I liked his skills, like the way he could take the fight, with his little dirty tricks he can do, everything, tactics. So him, I looked up to Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather. I liked a lot, Manny Pacquiao, and yeah, Tito Trinidad also was my favorite left hook, Felix Trinidad.
We've spoken about your early days as a professional. Sorry, as an amateur. What was life like when you transitioned from amateur to professional? Was it an easy and smooth move for you?
Yeah, it was smooth because I had the skills, and it's normal when a talented and a young prospect start, and when the promoters and everybody they are seeing a future with like they are not gonna throw to the walls right away. And it was smooth because it's normal. You first few fights you fight like nobody's, and but still like it was hard a bit because amateur is different. You move a lot, you throw a lot. It's just 3 rounds, and I had a fight 6 round. I was gassed out like for because I watch now like I threw like 1,000 punches each round, like non-stop. But then I got punches too, so I learned the next fights because the first three fights, three, 4 fights, I knocked my opponents out. Then I hit the wall with the Mexican, and 4 rounds he gave me a hell of a fight. I'm like, oh, you can't do that, man. So the next fight just was a decision, unanimous decision. Then I'm like, I need to start controlling my pace. And slowly I learned how to be professional, how to go more rounds, not to get tired much. It was okay. Nothing is easy.
That's true. Nothing is easy in life. How did you find, or when did the point come in your career as a professional when you thought, right, I fully understand the professional game, and you felt like you can get the best out of your career? When did that point come as a professional?
I can't really remember, but I think when I fought like 4 years ago for my first title, it was the youth world title, and for WBO, I fought my first 10 rounder also that fight, and I got a cut here. It's like 5, 6 they put stitches. So it was like round 5. I got a cut first time in my life, and was bleeding. And the guy was from Germany, was same age as me and very strong guy. He was like tough, taking punches, giving back, never getting tired. So it was a tough fight, but I controlled the pace, and I won. I didn't stress too much, which my coaches were very happy, because a lot of people, when they get their first cut, on the eye, they are bleeding, they stress, they can't control that. And but I controlled it. Everything went smooth, and everything went well. And then at that time, I thought, boxing is hard. Like I matured from that fight. You know what I mean? I won my title. I was humble. I didn't jump around, and I'm like, that's it.
Now let's talk about signing with Golden Boy when you did. What's it like when you signed with Golden Boy, when you talked to Oscar De La Hoya? Did you become starstruck? Was it hard to kind of stay cool?
You know what? At that time, I was, I think, 21 or 22 and 0, and 22 and 0, and I was pretty known here in Canada and in Armenia too. So it's not gonna. It didn't affect me like. And I'm a person. I'm not an arrogant guy or cocky. Like I don't like to do that type of stuff. I'm very humble. Whoever knows me, they know. And it was just normal, but inside of me I was burning because it was a dream to be like one of the biggest promotions of the world, where Canelo is, like, and the presidents are like Oscar De La Hoya, Hopkins, like they were my idols. And I always watch on YouTube. I was a young kid. I never even thought to become professional. And then like, oh my God, like they're gonna come to see my fight. They're gonna support me. That was big. And I said, now it starts the real. It was more motivational thing, like that. Now I have to work hard, so they see what I can do. So these serious fights are coming.
You mentioned earlier on, obviously, your position with the WBO, and you used to be ranked at number one. With regards to the world scene, how far do you think you are from challenging from a world title?
I think we are pretty ready now, but this pandemic thing put us back a bit, like few months. But like in generally, like I'm thinking next year, beginning of May, like 2, 3 fights, and we're gonna go for the title, or whenever opportunity. Maybe after my next fight, a good opportunity will come, and if it's smart, we'll take it.
How do you rank the current world champions at super middleweight? You've obviously got Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, Caleb Plant, and David Benavidez. From first to fourth,
Yeah.
how would you rank them?
Okay, so in my eyes, or on my decision, I put Canelo number one. I think everybody they say that. Number two, I would put like Callum Smith. I would put, because I think he beats a lot of them. He can beat, I think, even Benavidez. He can beat also. I think he can beat Saunders. I think he can beat also. What's his name?
Plant.
Caleb Plant. Plant is a bit sneaky fighter, yeah, but I don't know. Like I put him number two, but Callum Smith he's not that popular, so I don't know. Maybe in England, yes, but I don't. What I mean is he didn't do like much, like big name fights. What you think? Yeah. Like the fights, like oh, it's a star fight, like him, let's say versus Saunders or somebody like a big name. And also he fights in England, and people but he's a great. He won the World Boxing Super Series, which and I, he's a strong guy. He's very tall, and I think it's hard to box because he used his jab. And I put him number two. I put number three. I'll put Benavidez because he always comes forward and he's fast, explosive. Number four, I'll put Saunders. Then five, I'll put Caleb Plant.
Eric, let me get your thoughts on a couple of those guys in some fights. You mentioned the Canelo-Saunders fight. It was ready to be announced by all accounts, but then obviously the pandemic happened and it was postponed.
Yes.
If they fought after lockdown, how do you think the fight would go?
Him, Canelo, and Saunders. I think for sure Canelo by unanimous decision. I know that because he fought a lot of top fighters, world champions, and he has crazy a lot of experience. He fought even Mayweather, even he got outschooled, but he knows he has experience. He fought so many styles, so he knows how to pace himself and control a fight. And he fought a lot of also southpaws, so I think he's gonna find any way to beat Saunders. He just Saunders. He has a lot of good footwork, moves, dances. He just picks points. But Canelo is gonna find a way to come in and land the power punches. I think Canelo by unanimous decision. I don't think a knockout.
How do you think you'd fare against the current crop of world champions?
Me?
Yeah.
Uh, I just want to do like one big statement fight with a good name. Then I would say, but I sparred a lot of like sparring is not the same for sure, but I sparred like many world champions as Arthur Beterbiev. He's a heartbeat, and he trains with my same coach we have. So we have David Lumio. I spar with him. So we have a lot of fighters, like great fighters. Eliader Alvarez, who knocked out Kovalev. We put a lot of sparrings together because we are from the same gym, and I think I'll do pretty good. I hope I'll beat them all one day.
You mentioned some very heavy hitters there, some big punchers that you train with.
Yes.
What is Artur Beterbiev like in the gym?
I don't see him much training because his hours are different. Because now he's unified world champion. He has 2 belts. Like they're more organized on him. So I think he trains alone. I haven't seen him for a long time. But so sorry, it was my kid.
That's all right.
Yeah, so he's very hardworking. He's super strong. His punches are very heavy, and he's getting old. So I think he needs like to do big fights like more often, and before he retires, you know.
You've just mentioned about 3 or 4 fighters that you train with. When you spar with them, who gives you the best spar?
Best sparring?
Yeah.
I think all of them, because David Lemieux, he hits hard too. But it's from like back and forward. Like Alvarez, like he uses his jab. Like I use my jab too. It's one of my best punches. The jab. So it's more technical sparring. It's like a chess match. It's all different, you know.
Erik,
So I don't know.
I can tell you've got a few things that you're going to have to do now, but I appreciate your time. Before I let you go, though, what would you like to say to everyone who watches our interview?
Yeah, I would like to thank everyone, whoever is watching me now, and I hope you guys gonna follow me, follow my career, and support me. And I hope I'll become a world champion very soon, and I'm not gonna let anybody down.
Erik, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Best of luck with
Thank
the
you.
rest of your career. I'll hopefully see you soon as well, and we can do an
Yes,
interview in person.
for sure, man. I'm very looking forward for that. Hopefully, one day we'll meet each other.
One day. Look after yourself, and thank you for speaking to
You too,
Boxing
man.
Social.
Thank you.